Yo, what is up, my Shadow Armies? It is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another Versus video. So yesterday, I bring you guys the finale of me posting a Versus series video. Over 50 videos of these Versus series, and this will be my last and final Versus from now on. And I meant it right here, right now. So I want to do something that I've been thought of for quite a bit, and that is, who will win the fight between Luke Skywalker from Star Wars versus Ichigo Kurosaki from BLEACH. These two characters are the characters that I grew up when I was 5 years old. These two characters is how I got into their franchise. I got into Star Wars because of Luke. I got into BLEACH and anime is because of Ichigo Kurosaki. Luke Skywalker is my hero, and Ichigo Kurosaki is a character that I grew up and related to. So I want to put them two in a 1v1 fight on who actually would win between these two characters. I will be using Luke Skywalker in the Legends EU continuity, but it will be Luke Skywalker in the, after the Legacy of the Force, before the Fate of the Jedi series. So basically, Luke Skywalker will be the age of 48. And I will be using Ichigo Kurosaki after his 1,000-year Blood War, after he defeated Yuhaba. So basically, the age of 19, basically, before the ending time skip of the 1,000-year Blood War. And this is just my personal opinion on who I believe actually will win the fight between these two characters. And I'm going to make it clear, I am not going to play any favoritism or not going to be biased or anything. This is just going to be my personal opinion on who I believe actually will win in the fight between these two characters. And again, this will be the finale of the first series videos, and I want this video to be good as possible. Hopefully I do a better job, and hopefully this one might be the best one I ever make. So let's just see how this goes and plays out. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Luke Skywalker, born Apollos Massa but raised on the planet of Dantooine by his uncle Owen and his aunt Beru, thanks to Obi-Wan Kenobi, delivered to Luke to them after the loss of his mother and his father fall to the dark side, which, to Obi-Wan's point of view, that Anakin died by burning alive, which we all know that's not technically true. But anyway, so basically Luke Skywalker was basically raised on the desert planet of Tatooine for several years to come, while Obi-Wan is keeping an eye on Luke to make sure he's safe and be protected by any threats who trying to oppose both Owen and Beru, and mostly Luke. So the years goes by until the New Hope, where Luke Skywalker come across the two droids, 3PO and R2-D2, who are basically belong to the Rebel Alliance and need to find Ben Kenobi. So basically, Luke Skywalker learns that the Empire has been looking for the droids, and he learns and found out that his aunt and uncle are being killed by the Empire, and decided to go with Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, for example, to be trained in the ways of the Force to become a Jedi like his father. So basically his journey to be part of the rebellion and to be a Jedi like his father before him has begun. After joining the rebellion, after destroying the Death Star, Luke Skywalker became the commander of the Rebel Alliance and trying to find ways to complete his training to become a Jedi. Until the Battle of Hoth, his mission is to go to Dagobah to be trained by the former Jedi Master, Grand Jedi Master Yoda on the planet of Dagobah to complete his Jedi training. So the past several months, or almost a few days, or depends on the timeline of training by Yoda, Luke Skywalker decided to leave Dagobah to save his friends on Bespin, Cloud City, and clash Darth Vader for the first time, and learns the truth that Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. So, yeah. And a few years later has passed. Luke Skywalker is trying to complete his training and instruct his own lightsaber, trying to rescue Han by Jabba, and trying to end the war by destroying the second Death Star on the planet of Endor. So Luke Skywalker confronts his father one last time and confronts the Emperor for the first time. So the final battle between father and son, and Luke Skywalker able to defeat Darth Vader, but refused to kill him by the quote, "I'm a Jedi like my father before me," which brings, Vader to redeem himself to save his son by killing the Emperor, bringing balance to the Force. After the Battle of Endor, after the end of the war, the Republic has back and reformed, and Luke Skywalker is in the journey to rebuild the new Jedi Order. It was an easy task, and his journey to become a Jedi Knight to a Jedi Master to basically to be the most responsible Jedi and rebuild the Order, and try not to make the same mistake like the Jedi Order previous ones were, blinded by arrogance. So Luke Skywalker built his new Jedi Order on the planet Yavin 4 by having his sister and his two kids, aka his niece and nephew, Jaina and Jason Solo, and sooner Anakin Solo. And after the Thrawn trilogy, he does come across Mara Jade, and basically, a few years have passed after building the new Jedi Order. We gathered so many Force sensitives to be trained in the ways of the Force. Luke and Mara Jade got married, and the Yuuzhan Vong War has begun, and Luke Skywalker was able to take out the leader of the Yuuzhan Vong in a single combat. And the Legacy of the Force is where Luke Skywalker was at his breaking point, where he found out that his wife was killed not by Dark Lady Lumaya, but also his nephew Jason Solo. So basically, yeah. So if you guys know the story, you guys know. I just want to mention it because, well, it's best to give you guys a little bit of rundown of his origin. So like I said before, I'll be using Luke Skywalker after the events of the Legacy of the Force before the Fate of the Jedi series. So basically, Luke Skywalker will be 48 in this scenario, so he's still attained, not to be underestimated, and he's still good as a fighter in such a young age, and he's already past of his prime, but still not to be underestimated because Luke Skywalker is basically one of the most powerful Jedi, powerful Force user in the entire galaxy. Not even close to surpass his father's potential. It's actually been confirmed that Lucas himself confirmed that Luke Skywalker is nowhere near stronger than his father, which is kind of completely bullshit if you think about it, because he's literally surpassed his father to the nutshell, to the T, and Luke Skywalker became the Jedi that his father was meant to be, and became a lot more stronger through the Force. So, yeah. So basically, Luke Skywalker is more skillful fighter, master all 7 forms of lightsaber combat, but his main lightsaber form is Form 3, Form 5, and Form 4, aka basically Surisu, Ataru, and I forget the other form. Well, you guys know the 5th form. I forget the name, honestly, but whatever. But yeah, so basically those are his main forms, but he actually combines those 3 forms into his own technique and his own fighting skills into one. And when it comes to his weapon of choice, he basically have a normal standard hilt lightsaber with a green synthetic crystal. But later on in the entire the new Jedi Order series and the Legacy of the Force, he's actually carrying more than just one lightsaber. He carried 2 lightsabers, and rather guess the 2 of them, basically his old blue lightsaber and his nephew purple lightsaber when he fought the leader of the Yuuzhan Vong. And of course he does have a Shoto standard red lightsaber that he used and fought and defeat Dark Lady Lumaya for the second time he fought. The first and second time he actually came across to her. So, yeah, those are the main weapons that Luke Skywalker has. And when it comes to his other skills, well, he is skillful with hand-to-hand combat, expert at marksmanship, and actually genius-level intelligent. And he is, well, skillful as a pilot and good at craftsman, that sort of thing. And he has superhuman strength, speed, durability, agility, and again, as I mentioned before, that he is master of every single lightsaber combat. And when it comes to his force abilities, well, how am I gonna describe to this? Well, hey, you wanna take this one?
Mind tricks, beast control, farsight, sense, long-distance communication, projective telepathy, healing, farsight, meditation, battle meld, battle mind, memory rubbing, force illusions, astral projection, shatterpoint, immovability, concealment, selective concealment, pain resistance, electric judgment, tu diminis, mekuduro, the Barando lightning rod technique, the Barando Anya Sef technique, the Anya Sing force trance ability, the Anya Sing fold space ability, mind walking, melanthropy, oneness, and the force ghost ability.
Yeah, those force abilities. He has a lot, including something he forgot to mention, like force push. Can't speak. Force push, saber throw, force grab, telekinesis. I think they mentioned in the video, but whatever. Force burial, lightning of judgment of lightning, whatever you prefer, aka force lightning, whatever, and so on and so forth. So basically, Luke Skywalker is pretty much, again, like I said before, the most powerful force user in the Star Wars history and most powerful Jedi in basically in Star Wars history. And when it comes to his feats, oh boy, let's talk about his feat real quick. We're talking about a most powerful Jedi Grandmaster use a powerful force wave to send tons of armies of Yuuzhan Vong flying. And keep this in mind, the Yuuzhan Vong are basically immune to the force, but able to get sent flying by the Yuuzhan Vong. Sent flying by Luke Skywalker, my mistake. And it's actually stated that Luke Skywalker was able to carry several lightsabers at once against the Yuuzhan Vong by himself. And in the Dark Empire trilogy, Luke Skywalker was able to block a blaster bolt from an AT-AT Walker, able to pull down an AT-AT Walker, and also basically immune to the, I forget the name of the creature, where they could block and shield the force from anybody. They are force sensitive. And Luke Skywalker was able to physically decay a starship's, which is very, oh wow, okay. And, well, there's also one thing that he can manipulate a black hole, even though it's not the real one, because it was created by Dolphin Basil. So, yeah, if Luke Skywalker was able to manipulate a fake black hole, I definitely could see he could manipulate the actual black hole itself. So yeah, that's literally what's happening right now. So, if we had to look at Luke Skywalker's level feats, his level feats as a whole, some people are speculating that some of the force-sensitive characters could be a planetary level feats. Well, you can say Darth Nihilus is basically one of them, because, well, he did kill a planet from within, but the planet's still there, but inside the planet is dead. So you technically could say that some characters can be a planetary level, but for Luke Skywalker, I see him more of a space level feat, because, well, that fake black hole says a lot, that if he can manipulate a fake black hole, he pretty much can manipulate the actual black hole. So that makes Luke Skywalker a space level feat as a nutshell, or I don't know, but is a space level feat as a whole. So yeah, Luke Skywalker is almost the most powerful fighter, most powerful warrior in the entire Star Wars history, and there's no doubt about it. And it's just amazed how Luke Skywalker has become far stronger in the Legends EU continuity, until Disney kind of fucked that over. But anyway, so yeah, all in all, I have nothing to say about Luke Skywalker. Let's move on to his opponent. Ichigo Kurosaki, born in the Japan of Karakura town, being the son of, I forget his father's name, I always never remember his freaking name, and the son of the former Soul Reaper and the former Quincy, kind of mighty. How am I not remember his parents' name? And it's pretty much by this recording. I'm basically tired, but whatever. So basically, Ichigo is the first child of a former Soul Reaper and a former Quincy female. And Ichigo's life was going well until the death of his mother. Ichigo blamed himself, became isolated, and get bullied and picked on, and became the protector to his twin younger sisters. Ever since then, it was going well until things have changed, until a Soul Reaper entered his life, Rukia Kuchiki. Ichigo trying to protect his family, but gave the power, became the Soul Reaper, and became the substitute Soul Reaper to the beginning until he lost that power, regained that power thanks to a former Lieutenant Uehara to help him to rescue Rukia and regain his power back to go into the Soul Society along with his friend Chan, Uryu, and Orihime to head down to the Soul Society to save Rukia. So basically, his line became a substitute Soul Reaper, has been through thick and thin, and been through a lot of dangerous and powerful journey, like dealing with so many foes like Renji, Ikikake, Byakuya, Kenpachi, then saving Rukia, able to learn that all this was planned by Sosuke Aizen. Everything was just a ruse, and have everyone to kill each other thick and thin, and everyone stopped fighting, became ally, and let Ichigo be a substitute Soul Reaper, thanks to Ukitake to give a badge to basically to keep him around to be a substitute Soul Reaper, to be the protector of the world of the living, and be the hero of the Soul Society, and became basically the hero of all three realms later on in the series of, well, helping to rescue Orihime because she decided to let herself to take herself in to protect her friends, but it caused of her other friends to go rescue her. Ichigo had fought several people that is so superior and stronger than him, but he still kept going. So basically, his journey is to get strong enough to protect the people he cared and loved until he lost his Soul Reaper abilities after using the final Getsuga Tensho against Aizen. Then until he has full brain abilities until it got taken away by a former ex-substitute Soul Reaper, Genjo. Then later on, thanks to the shocking reveal that Rukia gave Ichigo, unlocked his Soul Reaper powers back again, brand new, aka full brain Shikai. Then later on, 1,000 Year Blood War came around. If you guys read the manga or watching the anime, this will contain spoilers. Well, yeah, if you've seen the anime, you basically know how this goes. And of course, spoiler alert, ending, Ichigo actually defeat Yhwach with the help of Aizen, Uryu, Renji, yeah, those people. And thanks to the ending of the 1,000 Year Blood War, Ichigo actually saved all three realms yet again, and with the help of the training by the Zero Division, and trained by Ichibei, the leader of the Zero Division himself. So yeah, I know kind of speed run of their origin, but you guys should know, but I think I just might as well do the same for Ichigo. So, yep. And when it comes to Ichigo became one of the most powerful Soul Reapers in all Bleach history. Essentially stated that Ichigo is basically a lot more superior and stronger than basically any one of the Soul Reapers that he knows. That basically superior than anyone, including the people who are in training to be the next Soul Reaper, to be part of the next division. I mean, this man literally took out the most powerful beings in the Soul Society in 1v1. Sure, Ichigo did get his ass beaten so fucked up, but he still keeps up going and going non-stop. When it comes to his weapons, oh boy, Ichigo's got a lot. Okay, in the Soul Society, he has a Shikai Zanpakuto, then he has his Bankai Zanpakuto called Tensei Sangetsu. I think I said the name right. Did I say it right? Yeah, Tensei Sangetsu. And then, of course, in the Fullbringer, he does have a new Zanpakuto, which basically is Fullbring Shikai and his Bankai Fullbring Bankai Zangetsu. But they got destroyed when he basically learns that his Omen Zangetsu is not his Zanpakuto, was actually white the whole time. So Ichigo gets a new Zanpakuto with 2 swords. One is basically the standard big sword, and another one is like a small Shoto sword. And his true Bankai basically give him another bigger sword, but also can transform into like a staff, like a spear, blade, sword sort of thing. And let's get into his transformation. Again, Ichigo has basically a lot, but we're going to go with the main ones. We have the Shikai, Bankai, Full Brain Shikai, Full Brain Bankai, his Holification, Vassalore, and of course we do have his new Shikai form, his true Shikai form, and his true Bankai form, aka Horn of Salvation. I'm still going to call the true Bankai, so bite me. And let's go over certain of his forms. His Holification basically is increase his strength, speed, and durability whenever he uses his Hollow Power. And his Vassalore, basically white taking over when Ichigo die by the hands of Ukiyoda, basically a mindless beast that cannot be reasoned or be contained, basically with no consciousness. So yeah, there's that. And it's actually stated that not only Ichigo is a Soul Reaper and a human, he's also a Hollow and a Quincy. So basically all 3 race, basically all 4 race, but it's basically stated all 3. Human, Hollow, and a Soul Reaper, or aka Shinigami. But he's basically all 4 because, well, his mother is a Quincy, his father is a Soul Reaper, and he does have a Hollow within him because of his mother got affected and bitten by a Hollow named White, thanks to Aizen created this Hollow. So basically the affection of White was part of her. After she gave birth to Ichigo, that Hollow is now part of Ichigo. So basically makes Ichigo the perfect successor to replace the Soul King, which is the creator of all 3 realms. The Soul Society, Hueco Mundo, and the world of the living. Which I will get to his level feat and eventually. So Ichigo is basically the most powerful beings right next to other 2 people who's basically similar like him, Genjo and Hikone Obiginu, who I said his name right, from the Canfion world. Oh, I said that name right completely. And in the actual game for the Brave Soul, Ichigo does have his Quincy ability, but it's only active in the game. So basically giving him like a bow and arrow, giving him some ability to shoot out arrows, kind of like similar to Uryu, but a lot more powerful, mixed with his Soul Reaper abilities and his Hollow abilities. Basically increase his power as a Quincy to his Soul Reaper abilities. And I will not mention Dankai or Final Getsuga Tensho in this because, well, you only see it one time, you don't see it again because he has to do proper training to able to achieve that power. So we're not going to mention that in this video. So yeah, Ichigo is the powerful Soul Reaper, Hollow, and a Quincy that the whole world ever knows. So when it comes to his skills, he is an expert of hand-to-hand combat and has a peak human strength, speed, durability, and hands, nearly intelligent, and he is very powerful when it comes to spiritual awareness, basically sensing people's spiritual awareness around him, master of swordsman, and he does have a good expert of Shunipo. Hope I said that name right. Forgive me. I might have said it wrong by the way, but I just want to mention that. And of course, he is basically have enormous spiritual power and has strength and has strength, immense strength, endurance, and durability. Nah, God, I can't speak because I'm fucking tired by this recording. Enhanced strength, endurance, and durability. And of course, his most skillful power when he uses Shikai Zanpakuto and his Bankai Zanpakuto is gets a Katensho, and Tensei gets a Katensho. When, in the Thousand Year Blood War, when he fought Uryu in 1v1 fight, and he has a hyperspeed combat, and yeah, and of course he does have his full brain abilities and his Quincy abilities, and the only time he able to use his Quincy ability where when Yhwach was about to kind of like cut him to his neck, but hit the blue vein through his neck. So basically, that's his Quincy ability that we already seen in the anime, is that blue vein basically keeping him alive, so to speak. Now, when it comes to his feats, let's go over that real quick. So, yeah. So basically, his feat that he was able to take a beating from Grinjo and Ukiura. Keep this in mind, this man could take a beating and still could get his ass back up. Took out 3 lieutenants in a single combat in the Soul Society arc. Defeat Ikkaku, Kenpachi, and Ranji in a single fight, but still badly injured, still kept fighting. And Ichigo does have a willpower to keep getting back up when he knows he's in a losing battle. For example, when he fought Ukiura, he still keeps getting up, and keep fighting no matter what. You literally had to kill this man. And Ichigo was able to take out few of Hollows to when he was being challenged by Uryu, who is more superior between a Shinigami and a Quincy. So Ichigo was able to take out few Hollows in the beginning of the Soul Society arc before that arc. And Ichigo was able to survive a shot by Uryu. So, yeah, and able to get back up thanks to Orihime healing him from that, but he literally got back up from that. And Ichigo's weakness is brash and rush into a fight without thinking. Basically, think before act. Well, actually, he act before thinking, so to speak. Which that kind of leads to his downfall. He likes to rush things he's being brash, but rash to get into a fight with any means necessary. So, when it comes to Ichigo's level feats, well, he's basically a universal level feat. Now, the reason why I say this, hear me out, is the Soul King. Hear me out. Soul King is a universal level because he created all 3 realms. And the only way to be that level feat if you're all these 3 rays. Shinigami, Hollow, and a Quincy. And the reason why I say this, well, I know this is not canon, but they basically are going to make this the canon. You know that Hellverse movie from Bleach? When Ichigo became a Vasalorded, again, he literally just shook the world. Like, the whole universe. The Soul Society, the Wake Mundo, even the world of the living. Mostly in the world of the living because how powerful he is. He could literally destroy the entire universe if he wanted to. If he was a villain. But he chose not to. So that shows that he is a universal level feat and threat. So, not only that, because the only way to keep these three worlds together is to have a new candidate to be a Soul King, and Ichigo is that perfect candidate. It's actually stated and confirmed in the Canon Fear on World book that Ichibe and Kuraku Shunsui were about to make Ichigo the Soul King because he's all 3 rays. Without the Soul King, the world will be destroyed. So basically, the death of the Soul King will be the death of the universe. But, spoiler, I can't remember his name now because I'm so fucking tired about this recording. So, give me one second. Yhwach became the next Soul King because, well, for absorbing the Soul King's ability, which made Yhwach all three races as a Shinigami, a Hollow, and a human. So basically, yeah. So that shows that the Soul King is a universal feat, which makes, well, Ichigo a universal feat. And Sashi stated, well, Ichigo did shake the whole world when he became a Vasalore in the film, so you guys could tell by that point. So, yeah. All in all, I have nothing to say about Ichigo, so, yeah. So now, we're here to talk about who would win the fight. Both of them are most skillful fighters and powerful foes in their own rights, in their own respective universe. And it's basically very close and very interesting fight, to say the least. And I know some people gonna say Luke Skywalker won't be able to see Ichigo, which you guys are dead ass wrong, because Luke Skywalker can see actual supernaturals because he was able to see Force ghosts of Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Master Yoda. So technically speaking, he can see Ichigo. So don't start with that shit. And not only that, we need to go over certain things that who has the edge. When it comes to physical edge, I have to give this to Ichigo because he is still young in his early prime, where Luke Skywalker is already past his prime. Speaking of which, who has the experience when it comes to skills? I gotta give this to Luke Skywalker of his skills and his experience. And when it comes to combatants as a swordsmanships, this will be a very close one. Both of them are a master swordsman and master their forms. Keep in mind, Ichigo was able to go to his Bankai in 2 days. And it takes several years for other Soul Reapers to achieve their Bankai. And Ichigo did it just like that in 2 days. And Luke Skywalker was able to master all 7 forms of lightsaber combat. So this will be a close battle. So, yeah, so both of them will be equal of their swordsmen and their combatants. So, yeah. And when it comes to their abilities, like Ichigo's powers and Luke Skywalker's force abilities, ooh, I gotta get that to Luke Skywalker because he has a lot of force abilities that he could use, that he could try to beat Ichigo with. So, yeah, there's that. So there's no question about that. When it comes to transformation, Ichigo has the advantage. So Ichigo takes the edge of transformation abilities. So there's that. And now we get into their feats and their level feats. When it comes to their feats, Luke Skywalker takes the edge because this guy literally manipulated a black hole. Even though it's the fake one, but still, that is a crazy feat. Then Starkiller tried and barely pulled down a Star Destroyer. Seriously, that's way crazier than that. And when it comes to level feats, Luke Skywalker is a space level feat, and Ichigo is a universal level feat. I have to give that to Ichigo because he's a universal level, and Luke Skywalker is a space level. Yeah, that's kind of where it's very interesting. This is where it gets very interesting because Luke Skywalker is far stronger and able to stop a black hole, but Ichigo was able to shake the whole 3 worlds when he became a Vasalore and trying to let hell get loose and cause the living world and the Soul Society to be shaken. So, yeah. I had to give that to Ichigo for his universal level feats. Even though Luke Skywalker does have the edge of his feats, but when it comes to like big level feats, what's their level feats, something like that, I have to give this to Ichigo of him being a universal level. Gets really, really, really interested. Now, how this fight will play out? Well, let's set up the fight. I see this fight will take place in the realm where there's no space and time. Kind of like similar to Fate of the Jedi series where Luke Skywalker and Darth Krayt fought Abeloth. Yeah, let's go along with that one. Let's say Ichigo Kurosaki just walking and sees someone sitting down wearing an all black cloak and meditating. And he noticed there's some kind of weapon like a hilt for them around him. And Ichigo is confused and wondering, who are you? Luke Skywalker looks up, opens his eyes, and said, I'm Luke Skywalker, and you must be Ichigo Kurosaki. Am I correct? And Ichigo was like, yeah, how did you? And Goku, why do I keep saying Goku? Luke Skywalker gets up and picks up his lightsabers, said, I'm here to complete your training. And Ichigo is confused, like, what kind of training? For prepare you for certain worse in some case scenario. So basically Ichigo is willing to accept the challenge, accept the training, and Ichigo is like, I don't need training, or something like that. So basically, Luke Skywalker used his green standard lightsaber, and Ichigo is in his true Shikai form. As they clash, became basically evenly match other skillful swordsmen and see how skillful they are in a fight. So basically they go up a notch where Ichigo go his Bankai. Basically his full bring Bankai, basically. And the fight gets very, very interesting. His speed increased and Luke Skywalker has to basically go all out. This fight will be very, very close and tense. The only thing Luke Skywalker has the edge is his force abilities, and Ichigo's edge is his transformation. His, basically, Horn of Salvation. So everything gets very serious. Luke Skywalker decided to go all out, and Ichigo decided to do the same by using his Horn of Salvation. So the fight will be very brutal that will cause the realm, the space, the time, and their universe shakes. The fight gets so intense where Luke Skywalker has to end it, same goes for Ichigo. So Ichigo tried to use his final attack to end this fight quickly, but Luke Skywalker used the Force Burial to block and send the Force Push, use a massive Force Wave to send it right back to Ichigo. So Ichigo has to dodge it. But technically, it was too late. It already hit him. The fight would be very, very intense, and the fight would be brutal, but Ichigo will be on the ground, barely alive. He's still alive, not dead, just barely injured, bloody. But Luke Skywalker approached him, used Force Healing to heal him. Ichigo was like, I lost. And Ichigo and Luke Skywalker was like, it's nothing have to deal with winning or losing. You're being brash too much. You rush things. You rush into a fight without thinking. Think before you act. That is the key and more important when it comes to battle. And everyone makes mistakes, sure. I used to be like that when I was your age. So take this my advice. And basically, Luke Skywalker offer a hand to Ichigo, and Ichigo takes it, and Luke Skywalker tells Ichigo, let's go again. This time, more clear mind and think before you act. As they get into their training pose, and they continue their training. So yeah, in my personal opinion, I declare Luke Skywalker, the Grand Jedi Master in the Legends EU in the Star Wars franchise, the winner. Well guys, that is just my personal opinion on who I believe I should win this fight. Let me know your thoughts in the opinion down below. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys agree or disagree? Do you think Luke Skywalker deserved to win this matchup? or you think that Ichigo Kurosaki should have won this matchup instead. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below to what you guys think. And I want to say thank you guys for coming along with the journey to be part of this video and enjoy all my versus videos. Some of them I was kind of not proud of myself. Some of them I did proud of myself with. And hopefully this video that I did be proud enough as it is. If not, then, well, at least I finally got this video out so people could enjoy and watch. And hopefully I do break the milestone of the recording of how long this video will be. We'll just have to wait and see until the video is fully uploaded. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channel, my social media will be down below the description box. You guys know the drill. If you guys want to donate to support the channel, links to my Cash App and my PayPal will be down below the description box and in my bio if you guys want to support the channel. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Neil before Shadow Critias, and I'll see you guys later.